What's up? What's up? What's up? Our planet people. Are you with me? Who's here? Happy to be here with you guys again. Let's hope this runs a little smoother this time, guys. Sorry about last week. I know we had all kinds of technical issues. Also, I'll be hosting the show tonight by myself. Terry wasn't able to make it. He isn't feeling so good. He's having some health issues. Let's wish Terry the best. Terry, if you're listening, hope you feel better soon, buddy. So yeah, guys, how's it going, everybody? Props to our Discord mod people too for setting up the AMA question chat. So I did see a couple questions in there this week, and I had a couple meetings with the guys. I tried to get as much information as I could, so I'm gonna share with you what I got. We also have some. I have some cool images to show you. We're gonna do a little segment I'm gonna call "Meet the Robots." I know you guys have seen a couple of them so far, so I'm gonna try to keep some fresh images coming every week. And I'm going to answer some questions, of course. And I also have for you guys a hint. That's right. We got hints. We got hints, people. So if you're stoked on a hint, let me know. If you'd rather me get right to a hint before I get into doing some questions or whatever, you guys let me know. Because we can always jump right into a hint and then do some questions if that's what you guys are into. Go 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 go. Oh, hints at the end. Hints at the end. I'm seeing lots of hints at the end. Well, one thing I was thinking is that why don't we do that? I see lots of people would like a hint. I think it'll be a cool way to start off the show. I'm going to jump right in. Oh, someone wants one hint at the end. Well, I don't know how many hints I can drop here, people, but let's start off by dropping a hint, because I know everyone's probably been waiting, and that way it'll give people something to craft maybe while you're listening to me BS. We're all hanging out together. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys had a good week this week. It was busy around the Our Planet studios. The guys are cranking out on the new stuff that I'm going to get into telling you guys a little bit about. But, yeah, nice to see you guys, too. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and thanks for bearing with me again last week. I know, it was a little rough. Rough start, technical difficulties. I'm getting better at this. I also want to give a shout-out to all the people who showed up and said that they would help. We got some mods here in the chat. I had some people helping me out with OBS Studio. We got a lot of experts in our community. I'm super thankful for you guys. It's been fun. So let me just jump right in here with a little hint. We got the Captain Pig. So what kind of hint would you guys actually be stoked on? I actually saw some people earlier today talking about it looked like some people were going for rice, actually, is what I actually saw some people in the chat talking about people going for rice. And I thought, that's an interesting one. I'm not sure if that's going to start a chain or not, or where that actually falls. But yeah, I think the guys thought that it would be cool to jump in with a hint for rice. So are you guys ready for this? Maybe one of you guys could go and drop this into the Discord too when I drop this hint, because I don't quite have this link ready to drop into Discord. So if someone else could handle that for me, that'll be great. So here's the first hint. Drum roll, guys. Man, if I had this hooked up right, I would have a drum roll right here. It's going to get better, guys. So, are you ready? Boom. First hint for rice. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. So save that, and wherever you guys are saving your hints, keep that in mind. We'll see if that ends up helping anybody, but we'll just keep the hints coming, and yeah. So anyway, let's jump back to chatting for a bit, and we'll see what we can do for some questions and answers. So thank you, guys. I super appreciate the positivity in the chat too, because as you know, it's no secret. I'm new. I've never streamed before. I've been nervous. I didn't know the software. I looked like an idiot. I was doing my best, but I failed, and it was a little bit stressful. So, and thanks, guys, for everyone who's helping out with Discord, mods. Also, Kim, if you're watching, or anybody, if you guys could forward that into the Telegram for me, we'll go ahead and make sure that that's posted in the official channel too for you guys. But in the meantime, I just want everyone to have the same hint at the same time. It wouldn't really be fair if you had to be tuned into this stream to get the hint. So let's make sure that everybody gets the hint in case anyone hasn't had it already. Also, shout out to my main man, Rivals, and his bro. They're helping out with modding. I really appreciate it. I also saw some questions in the Our Planet AMA chat. So I want to I'll just go ahead and maybe start jumping into some questions for you guys. One of the questions that I actually saw a bunch of times in the there's also a comment here about or a question about releasing hints. The hints, guys, are totally random. The team is on charge of that. I don't have any say in when the hints get released or how. They have a plan for it, and I think it's by design that it's not on a regular schedule, right? Because then you kind of have this tendency for people to maybe wait for the hint, and then maybe also you have this maybe it's not fair for everyone in all the different time zones. So I think it's the fair way to do it is keep it random. I think the team does them at the intervals that they feel comfortable with. So I think that's basically where it's going to be at. Okay, so a lot of questions too, guys, about the Ether use case, right? A lot of people are asking very specifically about what will be the use case for Ether in the next phase of the game, right? Obviously, we all know that the Ether is already being used to upgrade lands, right? And guys, like, I would implore you, like, upgrade your lands. It's gonna matter, okay? All those minerals that we've been producing since the beginning, you're gonna want to have them. You're gonna want to have more of them. You guys are gonna see that it's gonna be super critical to be producing more minerals, and that actually upgrading your land is important. Yeah, and everybody's worried about other use cases, and so I actually had a specific. I had a meeting with Nazar specifically about this, asking him about the circle, the use cases for Ether. One of the things that we talked about specifically was that yes, of course, there is a plan to have another even specific use case for Ether with the Conquest game. So without getting into any specifics, and to be honest, I don't actually know the specifics. There was a lot of kind of things being tossed around, and I think some of it wasn't exactly clear. But there is going to be a use case, an added benefit, if you will, an advantage to having Ether in the next phase of the game. Whether or not you're able, I know we all know that it takes the different minerals to craft robots, but there's also going to be some aspect. Whether or not it's the buildings or the robots themselves that Ether will come into play, and yeah, and I'm not saying buy Ether. I'm just saying you're going to need it. There's going to be a use case, as we've always told you guys. So you might want to hold on to some of it, but also in improving the lands, upgrading the lands is also going to be critical for the next phase of the game. So. Also, there was some questions about the specifics of the. Someone actually also asked about the like a marketing campaign, specifically whether or not there's going to be marketing. Again, we've kind of said this before. The game as it stands, as people already know, right? It's kind of already in motion with the players that there is. It's already as we've seen the growth of the game sort of outpaced the original design of having a limited number of 600 NFTs. At the beginning, it seemed like 600 was almost a lot, and now it seems like 600 isn't even close to enough. So I think obviously scaling, advertising for the game and marketing in general is going to come way more into play when we get to the next phase of the game. And so you gotta imagine too, the next phase of the game, which we've already explained, is going to be scalable, right? There's going to be this huge map. Newbies are going to be able to just come in and just show up on the map, but they're going to see all these people who already own land and already are producing all these minerals, and people are going to be like, wait a minute, how did I miss out on this? There's going to be a lot of new people that are showing up to the game. They're not even going to have known about the staking part of the game. They're not going to have any ether. They're not going to have any lands, and they're going to want to get their foot in the door, you know? So those people are going to be showing up at the exchange, trying to buy some minerals, and they're going to be fending for themselves on the battlefield part of the game, right? There's going to be yeah, a lot of people did miss out on lands, bro, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, a lot of people were worried about that. The people who didn't have lands weren't going to be able to play the game. And it's very important for everyone to realize, like I was explaining to you before, there is going to be, you know, the battlefield that the aliens are basically, they're scoping out this battlefield. There's minerals, and we're going to go fight for them as a team, our planet. We have to defend our animals. You know, the chipped animals have to defend our lands from the invading aliens. And so the battlefield is away from our NFT lands, right? And it's going to be basically like you're going to have a set plot that belongs to you if you have a land NFT. If you don't have a land NFT, you can show up and try to occupy a land and start trying to build your robot army. However, your land is now part of the battlefield, right? So aliens might be trying to take it from you, and you know, other players, if they're, you know, trying to get ahead, might also be battling you for that land, and they're basically battling you for those land minerals, for the rights to mine those land minerals. Guys, also, as far as the documentation, it's going to be we're only now a couple weeks away from the actual documentation, and it's going to help so much. Like all these sort of technical details that I'm kind of just telling you what I know, and you got to remember, I don't know everything. I talk to the guys. I'm getting a feel for it. I've seen the drawings and the sketches and some of the actual documentation that's already been written. But the full documentation will be released, and I think within 2 weeks, Nazar was saying. So I would say maybe let's not count on it being 2 weeks. Let's say maybe 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. But there's going to be. So I see the question right in the chat right now, like the actual game mechanics. That's what I'm explaining. Is we're literally only a couple weeks away from having an actual white paper. I know that's another thing that everyone's been. When white paper, right? But don't ask when white paper. Actually, I think we banned anyone from saying when in the chat. So don't ask when white paper. But there's actually going to be a white paper created for the mechanics of this actual Conquest game, and it's going to have all the documentation in it, and it's going to have all these details that, you know, we're all dying to get, right? Yeah, that's literally it's only a few weeks away. Like I saw it, like it was being worked on when we were actually there, and it's still being worked on. Also, another thing that's being worked on, I just talked to Nazar today about. The issues people are having with the generator and the craft, like we've obviously known about this, you know, for a long time. Like it's been an issue, right? And obviously there was third-party tools created. People love to use the tools. It's great to have an auto craft. So I have a little bit of announcement maybe to drop on you guys. We are gonna have our own tool. Like this has been part of the plan the whole time, to actually have an in-game generator, an automatic, you know, generating tool. So that's literally being worked on right now. I'm not going to give any kind of date. I have no idea when it'll be done. It might not be this week. It might not even be next week. I'm not sure when it's going to be dropped, but it's happening. There's also another cool little surprise I'm going to drop on you guys. It's been an idea that's been tossed around, and I think this might be part of the same update. But I think I'm allowed to say this. Maybe I'm not supposed to be sharing this. I'm actually not sure. But we've been talking about it for a while, so maybe you guys know about it or not. I'm not sure. But whether I'm allowed or not to say it, it's going to be that we're going to be able to buy finished elements. So in other words, imagine being able to go to the shop, and instead of just buying, you know, earth and fire and air, right, and water, you're going to be able to buy some grapes and some ether. That should solve a lot of these CPU issues that people are having, right? And so I know CPU is a huge problem, especially for a lot of maybe new users. Maybe they don't have enough wax to stake for CPU. So this has been something the team's been working on for a bit. Yeah, someone asked about getting your CPU back, the wax for CPU back. Yeah, the wax, when you stake wax to CPU, it's always yours. It never leaves your wallet. You're just basically telling the blockchain that I have this much bandwidth reserved for me on the blockchain, and I want to delegate it to myself. which obviously you can also delegate that to any other account as well. And you still always own that wax. You'll always be able to get it back. There is a cooldown period, right? I think it's 72 hours. So if you want to, you know, I think it's 3 days to be released, not 4 days. But so yeah, CPU, obviously it's been an issue. And guys, I just want to remind everybody, I mean, I know a lot of you guys know this already, but it's like, you realize that the chain, literally, and I'm in some of the chats with, like, you know, a lot of the wax guilds, and I'm in another chat with actually, you know, some of the wax team. So they are actually working on there's this new resource model that's been like I should have had the link ready to drop in the chat, but Wax actually, you know, you could probably find it on Wax Twitter. They made a post about their new resource model, and this is still coming, guys, and it's going to actually alleviate some of these issues. But yeah, we've all seen how it's gotten absolutely crazy, right? Like, just especially in the last few weeks, and even RAM is like now, even like I think it's like almost 80% of the RAM on Wax is like now bought. So like RAM is going to start to become like a more scarce asset. Please don't try to speculate on it. Don't try to go buy RAM now because there's running out. That's actually going to make it worse. But I have to say that the resource issues on Wax are being worked on. But having said that, we're all feeling the same pain. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I saw that. I know the guys, Luffy, you guys. If I was going to mention that in the chat, I will. No, don't buy RAM, you guys. I will stake a bunch of CPU for you guys, Luffy and Absolute. Link up with me after this. I'll unstake a bunch of Wax and make sure your guys, whichever account you guys are using for all the like generating invention ideas. I'll stake a bunch of Wax for you guys. I'll personally make sure that you guys have all the CPU you guys need. I saw that. So yeah, getting back to CPU issues. So yeah, we've all seen how Wax is like. I mean, it's kind of good, right? It means the chain is being used. Like, the Wax chain is being used. It's literally the most used blockchain on the planet. Like, you can go on DappRadar and look it up, and it's not even close, right? Like, I think I did the math real quick, and it's like the number 2, 3, 4, and 5th most used blockchains on the planet. If you add up all their transactions together, they literally equal Wax. And that's like, when you really think about it, it's unbelievable, right? Like, for a long time, I remember when EOS first launched, it was like, you know, EOS was the most used blockchain, and people used to brag. They're like, oh, EOS is the most used blockchain. And in the meantime, it was like IDOS mining, right? That was like basically, you know, I don't know if you guys know what IDOS is, but anyway, it basically it was like a lot of pointless transactions, essentially. And but yeah, it made a ton of transactions, and EOS looked like it was doing all these transactions. But what's really cool, you guys, is like Wax is actually using these transactions. Like we're all literally using the Wax chain and actually using the chain to its full sort of capacity almost at this point, which is really amazing to see, you know. But of course, there's more games coming. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Metal War. Those guys have a pretty cool game coming. It's almost like a, you know, you're kind of fighting with these like sort of, you know, mechanized things. It looks a little bit like a chessboard. You kind of shoot and whatever, and like every single action is on chain. So it's a little bit like Prospectors, but you're making a move every like minute or something, right? So it's actually going to add a ton of transactions on chain. So like, yeah, it's kind of the good and the bad, right? Like, Wax is growing huge, and also, you know, with the growth is obviously the chain has to scale too, right? So it's going to be this ebb and flow of growth, and, you know, CPU and bandwidth becoming available, and then of course more games coming along and chewing up that bandwidth. So yeah, guys, CPU, the team's working on it. That's one of the next things. I think it's next week. So yeah, I'm kind of half monitoring the chat too at the same time. I see someone asking, can you team up with players to defend your land? Yes, you can. Not only can you team up with players to defend your land, it's going to become almost critical that you team up with people. Like, so I kind of showed the picture last week. I wish I kind of had a picture of it, but you guys can kind of look like what Travian looks like, right? It's like there's like, you know, you can imagine there's like this game board, and then you have like, you know, of course, as we talked about, you know, you're going to be building these like fortifications. So you're essentially like building up your plot with like, you know, you imagine there's like, you know, a good fort has like a good wall, right? And then you're going to have like buildings within the inside where like maybe where your infantry is stored. and maybe your Caventry, something to do with all the different types of robots. So I think you guys already know already, right? There's 3 types of robots: the herbivores, the predators, and the waxivores, right? And within these 3 types of robots, there's different classes. And I think I saw another question in the chat too, so I'll go ahead and answer that at the same time. The classes, no, they don't have a rarity. But you know, there actually may be, it's not a rarity, but there may actually be a sort of strength to them. But don't quote me on that. That's like where I'm a little bit fuzzy. I'm not sure about how the upgrades actually go to the individual components, but I know as a whole, there's all these different, like, you know, you have the infantry class, right? So you can, as you imagine, infantry, right? Like those are like your foot soldiers, right? Then you're gonna have your cavalry. So cavalry is like similar to, like, you know, in the OG, like real world, right? Cavalry isn't the dudes like riding the horses, I think, right? So it's like in our game, it's gonna be like, that's kind of maybe like the mechanized sort of unit, right? There's gonna be these scouts, right? So there's like a class of robots called the scouts. So that's like your scouts. So there's some whole aspect of the game where you're like sending your robots out, and the robots are essentially looking at what the other people have on their plot, so you can kind of judge what you need to do to battle them. So the scouts are important because it's kind of like your eyes on what's happening. And then there's also artillery, right? So kind of like how we did the naming contest, and the naming contest was for catapult. So catapult is like artillery, right? It shoots something over. So like if people have a wall, you're outside their wall, you can be like bombing them, right? So you're trying to like blow up their buildings, right, from outside their walls, right? And then the last category is the siege weapons, right? So the siege weapons are like, one of them is like a ram, right? So I think the deal is you can like be smashing down someone's wall. You're like attacking their plot. So if you have a bunch of rams, you're like literally trying to like break down their actual defenses. And then, you know, you could be like shooting over their wall with like mortars and rockets, right? So there's all these different types of actual robots. So I made a little segment tonight called, so I see a question in there: can you sell robots and weapons in the game? No. So like we said in one of the shows, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, you can't actually transfer any of the weapons, and this is by design. We didn't want to make the robots or the weapons FTs in the game, because it will centralize power, right? Like you don't want people running a bunch of accounts or some big whale coming in and just buying up all the weapons, and then it's like totally pay to play. Like you want people to have some kind of strategy, and you want people to be producing minerals, right? Because that's all going to come into play with the strategy, right? Because as we all know, right, it takes different amounts of minerals to build the different robots. So you guys can kind of start to see where this is all going, right? Like to have a good army, you'd probably want to have, you know, some good combination of infantry and cavalry and some scouts and someone, right? And you could have different strategies. Maybe some people are like, look, I'm going to go hard on the artillery, and I'll just set up a huge perimeter and I'll just bomb everybody from far away. And maybe somebody else is like, I'm gonna beef up on another aspect, and you know, you get what I'm saying. So there's going to be strategy involved, and obviously that's all going to come down to too is what minerals you're actually producing, stuff like that. So yeah, somebody asked, does it take minerals and aether? So yeah, as of now, I mean, the information that we've got is, yeah, obviously the minerals are super important to building all the stuff, but I did get confirmation, and I'm trying to reiterate this fact, that aether will be important again, right? And I don't know the exact mechanic, like if it takes some minerals and some ether in the building of like a certain aspect of the fortification, or if it's the robots themselves. I got to get more clarity on that myself, but I did get clarity on the fact that aether will be used in that phase. I know that's been like one of the most like asked questions as I've been like scrolling through the different chats, kind of like looking for questions this week. And also a quick reminder to everybody, if you have questions, try to use that Our Planet AMA chat that those guys set up. It's super helpful, because that's where I basically pulled questions from, and there was only a handful of them there as of a couple days ago. So I took the ones that I had, and I answered. I tried to get answers for all of the ones that I saw in the AMA. So also, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate the comments. I'm trying to follow along with the questions, and and read what you guys are saying at the same time. Are you guys having fun? Hopefully this is so yeah, I see it's on actually on the Discord. But you can also of course tag them in the Telegram. And I think maybe Kim was in charge of we can be kind of forwarding the questions into our chat and I can kind of save them. So I appreciate all the positive comments, guys, and I'm glad we're moving this forward. So what I was going to say about the little segment that I kind of had queued up, I thought it would kind of be cool to check out the different types of robots. So what do you guys think about a Meet the Robots segment? So there's, like I said, like we have all these different types of robots. Let's check out what the infantry looks like, okay? So the Conquest game, we all know what's coming. It's gonna be dope. I've seen this. You guys are funny. Okay, ready? Boom, ready? Meet the robots. This is a little segment I'm going to start drawing. I'll come up with a better graphic for it. I literally just took this graphic from one we already had, a stock graphic. But it'll be cool if I have a little Meet the Robots segment. We're going to, I'm going to like every week, I'm going to basically take like one of the types of robots. So this week I decided to start with infantry, right? They're the most basic ones. I have a feeling that it's going to be like, you know, infantry is probably going to be like your foot soldiers, right? Like you're going to want a shitload of infantry robots because that's what you're going to like send out and use to fight. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, here we go, guys. This is going to be the first set of infantry. So these are the herbivores. You probably recognize the body structure from the Name That Robot contest. These are the infantry of the herbivores, right? As you can see, they got some guns. They're packing a little firepower. They're packing some heat, right? You can imagine what kind of damage those guns will do. They look somewhat serious, right? Not super hardcore, right? Yeah, it does look like a little crab, right? That's what I love about the robots, right? They're like almost like organic. They look like they could be bugs or like you know, they look like they would be alive. But yeah, these are the guys that are gonna crawl up on your enemy or the aliens we're trying to defeat. And I know, right? You're right. If I had some music for these droids, that would actually be super sweet. I should actually have some music going like for the whole stream. To tell you the truth. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. You guys are ready? Okay, so these are actually the Waxivores. I think this is the first time that we've seen the Waxivores, and I apologize. I know these photos are actually fuzzy. They're not super high def. I have no idea why all the ones of this type look like that. I'll work on getting better images next week, guys. I kind of put this together somewhat quickly, but I wanted to have something cool to show you guys. Yeah, these guys are pretty serious, right? This one kind of looks like an animal to me, like a dog or something. This one kind of looks more just like a big robot, but you see he's got like laser arms or something. So it's kind of cool how they all have different weapons too. No, it's not pirated images. These are our images of our robots. I just took a copy. I just like screenshotted it from the docs, and that's just how it came out on my screen. But yeah, so I think this is the first time we saw this flavor of robot, right? The Waxivores. What do you guys think about these? I like the color scheme. It's kind of like a green and purple, green and blue, sort of metallic. I love these, right? Cool. Let's check out the last ones. Yeah, I like it. It does look like a blade. That's what I was thinking too. It looks like an electric blade or something, right? So question, are the color related to land? That's actually a really good question, dude. Are the colors related to land? I don't think the colors are related to the land at all. The colors are the 3 different types of robots, right? So, like I said, there's the three types of robots: herbivores, predators, and waxivores. And I have a feeling, because we have the three different types of minerals, right? So, you know, I have a feeling that it has more to do with the whether or not your land is, caponium or whether your land is waxon, right? I have a feeling that's going to play into which type of robots you're building, but I actually don't know about that, so that's actually really cool. So yeah, someone's dropping waxon is the yellow ones, Nfterium is the green ones, and caponium is the blue ones. I don't know if that's accurate or not, Jake, but it sounds like a good guess to me, and we'll just go with that. So what do you guys think? Let's check out the last ones. Boom. Okay, these are the infantry of the predators. That guy looks pretty badass, right? The one's got like a big cannon for a head. The other one's got like, I kind of like this one on the right. It looks a little bit like the Star Wars Imperial Walker. You guys know what I'm talking about? Or one of the walkers, like the one you guys remember in Return of the Jedi. The Ewoks take it out. They make the rope in between the trees. And they trip them up. Looks like a kind of a new school version of that. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. Lucas Gyo, you were right, man. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah, that's right. Even in the Mandalorian, they got a little cameo in the Mandalorian there. Looks like we got some Star Wars fans in here. That's freaking awesome. I love it. So yeah, dude, that was awesome. That episode of the Mandalorian when he's like he's rolling with that chick. They go to that planet and they have to defend him against the Imperial forces are showing up. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I had for some robots for you guys here. Yeah, those are the infantry for the three different types of robots. So yeah, next week I'll drop. Maybe I'll try to. I'll have some. And guys, I was just thinking about this too. It's like I don't really have to wait till next week. Like I can always just jump on a stream, like on the weekend or after the weekend, maybe Monday or something. We could do a little little impromptu thing. We could just check out robots and chat. If you guys are into that, I don't have to wait till next Thursday theoretically, but we'll check out maybe the next time because what ones I really like are like the cavalry and the artillery ones are all super cool. They're just like gigantic cannons and weapons and I don't know. That shit's cool to me. So someone thinks that a weekend stream will have more viewers. Yeah, if I can remember, maybe I can come on Sunday. Yeah, I like the AMA format too. You guys can always ask questions. Anytime I'm streaming, you guys can of course ask questions, and if I see them, I can grab it. So yeah. So yeah, that's the infantry, guys. That's the infantry. So yeah. Oh, Grand Land AMA. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, man. Like, you know what? To be honest, guys, like, and I haven't actually announced this yet, but I'm gonna also just kind of start streaming to. I'm gonna start posting these up on YouTube, but I'm gonna do a more general sort of like because of course these are kind of like our planet focused, right? This is all about us. This is all about our planet. This is all about questions for our planet and getting our community together. But I think that it would be really cool too to just do a more. I'm gonna actually start doing kind of a more of a general kind of thing and covering some whack stuff, and I want to do it more general for weekend as well. So I'm gonna hit up prospector stuff there, guys. So we'll be able to talk prospectors. I'm gonna do some interviews. It could be more like a setup. I'm gonna kind of do like a general thing, right? Like get the community together. We can of course talk our planet. We can maybe bring on some of the our planet community for hangouts. I can do interviews. I'm going to talk about new projects coming up. Thanks, guys. I super appreciate that. Yeah, no, I know that, dude. I didn't pick that 100K ether. That wasn't my idea. Terry actually set up that whole giveaway last week. I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, I know 100K ether is not too much these days. So, guys, no, I won't forget. I won't forget. I know. We got some more of that stuff coming. So yeah, let me jump back into before I get into this last segment here. What kind of questions did we have lined up? Because I want to make sure I answer questions last time because I know everyone complained when I didn't get to some of the questions. I'll hang out with you guys and answer as many questions as I can, man. Some of the stuff I some of the stuff I wish I had answers for and I actually don't. Will there be another land sale this year for our planet? That's actually a good question. So we know for a fact there will be another land sale, right? You have to think about the timeline. We've kind of said that we're not going to actually do the land sale until after this first phase of this robot creation phase that's coming, because they're actually going to check the balancing, right? So and see how many players are in this first wave, right? So I think the number hasn't been determined yet, and they also want to make the land, because you got to remember land is still kind of somewhat rare, and when this game starts and there's actually some marketing and it can scale and there's ton of players that show up, everybody's going to be like, when land sale, right? And so uh that could be Q2 2022. That's a good guess. It might be before that, because honestly, we're by the end of this year, we're going to be into this. We're going to be seeing this conquest game, and we're going to be. So maybe it's quarter one of 2022. Like I said, there's no date for it at this point, but it will be after we get into the first phase. So guys, kind of like I was explaining last time too. There's definitely like going to be sort of stages to it, right? So when the conquest of the game first launches, the start of it's going to be like, it's going to be, the whole phase is going to be kind of like upgrading your plot. It's going to be like building out. It's going to be like preparation. Everyone's going to be kind of like we're doing now. This whole thing is rolling out in phases, right? Like we're at the first phase right now. Just like when this whole Our Planet platform launched, right? We had ether and people were getting ether, and at the beginning there was no use case for it, right? And then of course the generator was launched, and people saw, oh yeah, there's a use case for ether, and I wish I hadn't sold it because now I need it to try to invent, right? So it's the same thing right now. Like you're able to upgrade your land. We have all these minerals, but there's no way to use them right now. Well, there's going to be, and when then there is, and then people realize that they need these minerals, there's going to be there's going to be some demand for minerals. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying. I'm just kind of, excuse me. I'm kind of like scrolling through these questions as I'm talking too. So yeah, and like I was saying, so at the beginning, it's going to be, you got to remember, there's going to be this whole setup phase. So it launches. It's going to be like upgrading your plot, getting your fortifications built, getting that wall built, um, getting like there's these buildings, right? Like I kind of saw it, and I don't really know what all the different buildings do, but there's like going to be all these different little like structures. Like one of them I think is like the building where you're actually building your robots, right? Like inside this building is like robots are being constructed, and then there's like another little building, and like in this building maybe it's like maybe that's where like your finished robots, your cavalry, like is stored in this building or something. So it's like there's kind of like all these little structures, and they're all part of the process of like building your army, right? So that's going to be the first phase, and then the second phase is going to be like you're starting to basically claim plots, right? So there's this giant map. I kind of explained this before, right? You're going to start off with your guaranteed plot, the one that you have with your land. Other people can start off and just go try to go find a spot and stick a flag in the ground, right? You're now occupying that space, but that space doesn't belong to you, and it could be taken over, right? If you don't own a land NFT and you're just rolling around like a nomad, you can post up on a piece of land and you can try to defend that land. But that land people can also try to come battle you for that land. Having said that, as we talked about before, there's aliens that are showing up right now and stealing our minerals, guys. So the whole reality is our planet is ours. It's for the chipped animals. We got these bots coming in here trying to take stuff that ain't theirs, trying to push us around, trying to claim land for themselves. We need to defend this planet, guys. This is what this game's going to be all about at the beginning, right? The aliens are coming. We need to go there, set up some fortifications, um, and we're going to be trying to take plots. So these aliens are going to be like posting up on plots, and it's going to be our job to basically be fending them off. We need to defeat them, and this is like basically where we're going to get all our training, right? We're going to be learning to fight together and learn to work together to beat these aliens, right? Well, at some point, hopefully, we defeat the aliens, right? That's the goal. We're going to eventually get strong enough, and we're going to like slowly but surely be trying to defeat the aliens. And at some point, we'll literally have the aliens defeated, and it's going to then become sort of a territory game where, well, now it's all of us players who's going to win, and there's actually going to be a winner. That's what we're actually gunning for. Each one of these maps when it launches is going to be a server where there's going to be a beginning and an end. I kind of talked about this a little bit in the last stream, but some people asked me some questions about it, so I'll just go over it again quickly. That essentially, by the end, we're all going to be, fighting for this land, and you're going to be battling. Eventually, people are going to team up. There's going to be groups. People are going to band up together, and they're going to say, I'll watch your back, you watch my back, and people will team up. Of course, people's lands will eventually get taken. Eventually, there's going to be like sort of a winner. Like one side is going to eventually control the entire map, and then that entire land, at some point, someone's going to basically have all the land, and that land is then going to start over, and there's going to be a fresh land. You're still going to own all your land NFTs that you've already upgraded, and you're still going to have all those minerals that you've been saving up, and you're going to start again. And you can imagine every time this land turns over, there's going to be this like huge demand for people to say, okay, I want to start the next map with land. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this, guys. Like, it's not easy to, it's not hard to imagine the idea that, land values are going to be, land is going to be scarce. People are going to want it. There's going to be a lot of players coming to try to play this game when the game goes live. And there's only going to be so many lands, and there's only going to be so many minerals. And there's, a lot of people are obviously worried about the ether inflation. Obviously, there's a ton of ether being produced. There isn't, a super ton to do with it right now. A lot of people have shifted gears, so to speak, But just know, obviously, there is more use cases coming for ether. So I'm going to check out some questions here for a minute from you guys. Well, I see this question up here. Don't scale huge NFT lands unless you do something crazy to make the first two super exclusive and valuable. I would say, it's kind of interesting to think about, but the lands already are kind of exclusive and valuable, right? Like, we basically whitelisted the first land sale. We made it so that, or it was the second land sale, excuse me, but we made it so that anyone who was actually playing the game had a chance to buy land. Those lands are like worth many times more than what we sold them for. So anybody who bought a land from us, which we whitelisted everyone who had used the generator twice ever, which was like everybody playing the game at the time, which was only 3,000 people. You have to remember, this was only a couple months ago. So like, as with anything that scales that quickly, like our game, I think went from like 3,000 active users to like, almost 10,000 active users, like in a very short time. It's not easy to plan for that kind of scaling. Like, it happened very quickly. The lands are kind of scarce, and they are still already valuable. But you can imagine what's going to happen when the game launches, right? Like, look what happened to, Alien Worlds. And once people realized that, those lands were going to be generating money and that you were going to need them to play the game, they became like a super scarce assets, and people were really excited to have them. So I think that everyone who owns our Planet Land is going to be really glad that they have it, especially if they're into playing the game. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to be fun. I've seen what it looks like, and it's super cool. So I'm just reading through these questions. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of strategy in that. It says, will a 200 level land, is it better maybe than making 4 level 50 lands? There's going to be a lot of strategy involved. I think it's going to be really interesting to see because, like we said already, right? You have these 4 different types of lands. Those 4 different types of lands are all going to come into play when you're talking about which type of robots you're going to be trying to build. And so maybe there's like going to be strategies, and I don't really even know. Like I bet even if we had the documentation, we might not be able to formulate a plan here because in real time, I think plans might change, right? Like so, the idea being that like maybe you find that you do want to up your production of a certain mineral more than others. That's totally possible, And so I think a lot of the strategy, and we're gonna have time to kind of plan this too, because remember, like I said, guys, we're gonna have the documentation. We're only a few weeks out. I would think by September or by early September, we're gonna have a white paper to actually look at, and it's gonna give us a lot better idea of like starting to plan for sure. But we're still gonna have months. You got to figure like there's plenty of time. The game's being developed. We could be upgrading our lands. We're all getting ether. If you're smart, you're taking your ether and upgrading your land. If you care about playing the game, that's part of it. You're gonna be better prepared. It's kind of like the people now who prepare and make fungible tokens, like the elements. The people who prepare and make elements right now are like you see how, and everybody, I know a lot of people complain and they think it's like not fair, but it's like that's like playing the game. People who are like playing the game right now are prepared and they have elements created, and they're the ones that are able to actually be taking advantage of the fact that once something gets discovered, they're in on the first 600 NFTs, right? Well, it's going to be very similar to in the next phase of the game. I think it's, if there's one thing that's been pretty obvious is the whole time, it's that basically that being prepared always pays off in our planet. So just take that sort of advice and kind of extrapolate that out, and I'm sure you'll get an idea of how to have a good start when the conquest game actually begins. So let me scroll through, see if there's any other questions, and then we will get to hint number 2. What? There's another hint? What? I don't know if I had mentioned that or not yet, but there is actually gonna be another hint. Do you guys want another hint? Do you guys care about that? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know you guys want hints. Let's do this. All right. So. You guys ready for a hint? Let's do this. All right, guys, we're getting another hint for rice. Another hint for rice. Another hint for rice. You guys ready for this? Boom. There you go, y'all. This is the real deal. We got now an actual ingredient, rice. We know it's one of 4 things, and we know one of those 4 things is going to be earth. So rice consists of earth and 3 other things. So I don't know. For me, I always thought rice would have flood. I might be biased because I think I have a couple floods left over from like way back in the day. Oh, grapes. No, I don't think it's gonna be good. Well, I hear you. I know it might not seem like the greatest hints, but you got to remember, guys, with the hints, it's not meant to be like, hey, let's just drop a hint and then make it obvious so something gets invented right away. In fact, these hints that we're dropping on these live streams, I think it's just a matter of like keeping the sort of keeping the ideas flowing, like, because if you're putting these together and you're saving all these hints, you're gonna start to be able to piece together these things. So I know wine hint would be awesome, guys. I don't actually choose the hints. I don't have any say in what hints are coming. I asked if I could share a hint on the stream, and this is what I was given. So I'm just thankful that they're allowing me to share hints with you guys. So that's what we got, guys. We got a couple hints for rice. So we'll take it. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the positive comments, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Um, I've had a bunch of fun chilling with you guys tonight. Also, if one of you guys could go ahead and try to forward that hint into the chat for me. I love all you guys too. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. I wish I could. I wish I had some more. I wish I had some more cool images to share with you guys. Like, I was supposed to actually get some of these screenshots of the new tools that the guys were building, and they didn't get them to me today. I was actually gonna try to test it live on stream and show you guys, but yeah, I didn't get it. So yeah, let's do another stream soon, you guys, because I have fun just showing you guys the robots and stuff. So even if we just do another stream soon and we just show robots and just talk, that'll be fun for me. So yeah, I see another question here. Is it going to be similar to Travion? So Travion, yes, it is kind of going to be similar to that. I mean, it's not going to be exactly like that, right? But yeah, like there was some cool images. Like the images the images the guys were showing when we were looking at the stuff. It was like, you guys like see this, how this like looks, right? So you have this like wall, around your thing, right? Are you guys able to see this right now? I hope. So basically, like, you know, you have this like, you're gonna build this like fortification, right? Every plot is gonna have like its own, you know, setup. You're gonna own it. You're gonna control and build this fortification. You're gonna be doing upgrades. You're gonna have like these buildings in the inside that are all gonna have like, robots. They're all gonna have to do with like the robot making capacity, right? Yeah, it might be like League of Kingdoms. It is similar. It has actually similarities to like a few. I heard a few other people too that were like, oh yeah, dude, you know what? It's not actually going to be years away. Like, it's seriously, the guys are already working on it, and like it's coming like this year. Like the game's like the so much of the code is already written. No, this isn't the actual game. This is Travian, bro. So this is the closest thing I could find to what they're actually building. So you see how on Travion, right? Like you have this map. This kind of looks like Prospectors almost, right? But you're gonna have this map, and at the beginning, you're gonna just be starting with like this simple plot like this, right? And you're gonna have this simple plot, and then the next step is gonna be like, okay, build a wall. So you're gonna like be starting to build a wall, and you're gonna start to build these like fortifications, right? And you know, in the end, you're gonna have like a giant, you know, your fortress with your big wall around it and all your armies in there, and you're gonna basically be like controlling where your armies are gonna go, you know? And so, yeah, it's kind of like this, you know? So I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. That's kind of like what the game is going to look like when you're looking at your own map or your own plot. But then, like I said, there's going to be all these cool sort of like mechanics. Like I said, like one of the robots, right? You're actually like using your scouts, so you're like spying on the other person's plot. Maybe it's like this. So the scouts are like involved with being able to like see what sort of fortifications the people have built, and then that's maybe how you know whether or not you want to be like sending more bombs over it or like sending your rams, right? So I know like one of the robots are like rams. So it's like it's really cool, man. So I'll get some more images of some of the game when we meet up. Let's do another one of these in a couple of days, because this was actually really fun for me. I had fun that it was like positive. I liked that everybody was leaving positive messages. I have a blast when it goes like this. I know last time was a little sour. We had problems. I have no problem. Obviously, you can see when I'm only streaming and having to worry about myself, I have no technical issues. I have no problem using the software when I'm chilling here by myself. Obviously, once I started adding others, another stream and then another trying to do share screens and all that, it got like infinitely more difficult. But I do appreciate all the positive comments. I see everybody stoked. I saw a whole bunch of people saying it was the best stream yet. So I super appreciate that, you guys. I super appreciate our community. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate Our Planet. Um, I appreciate the community you guys all help build. Um, yeah, no, I hear you, dude. And I know there was some fudsters last times. And guys, I wanted to just say I apologize too last time that I let those. I know there was it was only a couple fudsters. I know a lot of people were disappointed because there was like a couple fudsters and I let it get to me and I kind of just it kind of soured me and I just was like, all right, I'm out of here. And I need to like let that stuff brush off my shoulders and I shouldn't have ended it abruptly like that. So I just wanted to say, really sorry last time that I let that fudster get to me. I know that now we have mods too, and so shout out to our mods. Everybody give our mods credit because I know there probably was some comments in there. I see people talking about comments getting deleted and stuff. So appreciate the help from Rivals and from a few of our Discord guys and. Yeah, props to all you guys, and props to Maxi, props to Nappy, props to all you guys who've helped me out. And yeah, there's no reason why I can't just jump on and do some more of these guys. Like, uh, I'll I'll queue up some more cool images for you guys because I know that's what you guys like to see is robots and stuff. You guys like to see what we have coming, and that's actually what gets me really excited, too. So. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I appreciate you too. Thanks, guys. Amazing job to all our mods. Exactly. Great stream. Props to everybody. Yeah, no doubt. Yes, Ether will have use case in the future. We've said that since the beginning. I've said that earlier in the stream, and I'll say it again now. Yes, Ether will have use case in the future. The game will look like Guns OG Glory in the space. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that game. I've never really played that. I've never heard of it. But yeah, it should be really cool, guys. And yeah, I wish I had it queued up. I know before the stream we were talking about having some kind of giveaway queued up. I'll have to try to come up with a some way to do some kind of giveaway next time. I mean, last time I know we were giving away the prizes for the Name Your Robot contest, and we didn't really have any contests this weekend or this week. So I didn't really know where to take names from. I didn't know how to give out a prize. I just didn't know. I didn't know how to. I didn't know where to even. If I could get like a. If I could even get a list of like, man, it'd be hard for me to do on the fly. But I just wanted to say that I like to give stuff away. I think it's fun. So. Yeah, I'll have to look into that giveaway method. I don't really know about that. No, next prize won't be 100,000 Aether. Next prize it'll be minimum a million Aether. If I'm doing prizes and giving away prizes, I'm going to start giving away 1 million Aether. How about this? 1 million Aether. Let's see. What kind of Yeah, no, I know Luffy and Absolute. Those guys do an awesome job. Props to them too. Yeah, they asked me if I would be on the show. I would totally join those guys. They do a great job, and I just haven't had the time. Like they didn't ping me. All they need to do is ping me. If I'm around, I'll totally join. And I want to give away a bunch of Aether. I want to do giveaways, and I want to help people upgrade their land and stuff. So. I'm all about doing inventing too. I had a blast the few times when I was able to join on with you guys and do some inventing. So I'm all about doing some inventing. It would have been cool too if I got set up. You know, when I originally set up this stream, I think we called it it was like cannabis and crafting, right? So we were just fooling around. I mean, I just wanted to get the community together. I think like at the beginning the idea was like we just need to get the group together, and it was kind of like I was just hanging out like puffing weed and like answering your guys' questions and just chilling, right? But it was kind of like I was kind of gonna do crafting. I was kind of gonna do a little bit like what Luffy and Absolute do, right? So yeah, stoner idea gone right, exactly. So, but then I realized those guys do such a good job with that, and it's like, I don't need, if you guys want to hang out with me and do that, then that's cool too. I would totally do that. Um, so yeah, someone's talking about, yeah, I mentioned earlier about one of the cool things that the team has set up. One of the ideas is that they're going to enable the ability to buy elements, like literally be able to buy any element, right? So yeah, we're coming up on 420 somewhere, guys. Pack it up if you got them. This is ready. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Dragon 914421. That's a great comment. The best part of this AMA was picturing that scene of the Mandalorian defending against those robots. Absolutely, dude. I agree. And I do like it. Whoever nailed the name of that Imperial Walker. I know there's like 3 different types of those Imperial Walkers. Um, if anybody knows the name of that Imperial Walker, you're gonna win the. There you go. It's Lucas Go ATST. That's it. LUCASJCO. Send me your dot wham in private, bro. You're gonna win the 1 million Aether prize for knowing the name. Yeah, it's not the ATAT. That's like the it's the ATST. So Lucas Joe, you're the winner of the 1 million Aether prize Star Wars trivia contest. That's going to be another little fun segment we'll try to drop into the AMAs from now on. So congrats, Lucas. You got a million Aether coming your way. Send me your wham though. Remind me, because 1 million Aether equals 27 wax. Yeah, I don't know about how much wax it equals, dude. I haven't been paying attention. I have no idea what the conversion rate these days. All I know is 1 million Aether equals 1 million Aether. It will help upgrade your land a little bit. So, yeah, whether it's 27 wax or 270 wax or 2,700 wax, it's all the same to me. So, yeah. So, I got to squeeze in a giveaway. I know it was kind of a on the fly, but yeah, I had fun, guys. So if there's any other questions, if you guys like hanging out and you want me to keep answering questions, I'll stick around. But we've been over an hour now, so I'll kind of wrap it up. If you guys don't have any other questions, or if you guys want to just hang out, we had fun. And thanks, guys. I appreciate it. No problem, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next streams too, guys. I'm having fun. I feel like the more I practice with the software and the more help I get from you guys too, these will only get better and better. I don't know why I have this. I have this literally like this screen queued up of our planet this whole time. I haven't done anything with it. I'm gonna, it'll only get better, right? I'll be more prepared. I'll get more pictures for you guys. We'll have some contests maybe queued up next time. Oh, I see a question. How did I get started with Weekend? So yeah, I mean, I started with Weekend via Prospectors. Really is how I met the team. I was with a few of the cats that were in for like the early alpha testing. I invested in the token when before it was even announced that it was going to be on an EOS.io chain. I think EOS wasn't even launched yet. They were still deciding. I think the Weekend team was still deciding which chain they were even going to use. It's kind of crazy to think about in retrospect. I'm trying to remember what other chains we were looking at, but yeah, it's kind of crazy because it was like EOS wasn't even launched yet. There wasn't really a lot of proof of any chains that with any activity on them yet. And this was only a few years ago. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think where this whole space has come in just a few years. But yeah, it was the team decided on EOS because of course, as we all know, EOS.io gives us all these fun possibilities that we see on Wax with free transactions and almost instant transactions. So pretty much for a game like Prospectors, you pretty much need that, and of course because every action is on chain, you need a chain like EOS or Wax where you're not actually paying as you go. You can just stake your tokens for network resources. So yeah, I got started with prospectors early on. I was one of the early testers. I started working with Luke. Luke was he's one of the main project managers for and you guys all know Luke. He's the one who drops the hints in the Our Planet Telegram. So yeah, Luke, me and Luke started collaborating. I started helping with some of the early documentation and some of the articles, and I basically just I really was like really wanted to get into I was really like hoping that I could somehow I wanted to work with a team, right? I wanted to work with a blockchain team. It was kind of my goal was like, how can I I don't know how to write code. And so I wanted to find ways that I could be useful. And so with the Weekend team, I found that I was able to make myself useful by helping with the early documentation, the writing, as you guys know, and this was a few years ago. Not all the team speaks English. Some of them speak English pretty well, but when it comes to writing and doing some of the documentation and all like the in-game text and stuff like this, right? Like I just made myself useful, right? And they offered me a position, and after that, yeah, sort of the rest is history. I kind of just got to know the team better and better, and got sort of took on more responsibility. And as I gained more responsibility and more trust with the team, they gave me more responsibility. And over time, I just they gave me a position, and they added me to the team, and I've been super thankful to be with them ever since. So it was like a dream opportunity. And now I also work with the Crypto Lions team, kind of the same thing. They kind of saw that I could maybe add some value to their team, and yeah, I'm super thankful now because of course they're both Ukraine teams based out of the Ukraine, and and I got to meet up with the Weekend team. I mean, with the Crypto Lions team when I was also in the Ukraine. I wish I could show you these pictures, guys. I was actually going to do what I was going to show you guys. It's kind of funny. I wanted to do like a little like story time from the Ukraine, right? And I was gonna have some pictures queued up, and I didn't have time to kind of set it all up. But man, I might be able to find some pictures. I don't know if I want to. I've been doing so good on the stream. I don't want to know if I want to screw it up by trying to figure out something on the fly and try to show you guys something. Oh, I see. We need Our Planet merch, T-shirts, etc., etc. Guys, we have cool stuff coming. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the shirts that we had on at the party. I don't know. I know Terry showed a couple. But guys, like, there's some really cool Weekend stuff coming. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is like one of the Weekend images, one of the shirts that I got, right? And so, for all you guys that want to rep Weekend and want to rep hashtag Our Planet, it's coming, guys. It's coming. So, no, unfortunately, I don't have any more hints, especially not one for hops. I apologize, guys. I was given 2 hints. I dropped them. Did everyone get the rice hints too? Yeah, I like that shirt too. Yeah, so guys, there's gonna be some hints coming at some point again soon. So just watch the announcement channels, right? That's where just keep an eye out. There's gonna be more coming. Hopefully, we get another chain going here again soon, right? We all love when there's plenty of stuff to look at. So and plenty of NFTs to craft or plenty of elements to craft in a chain. So hopefully a chain gets we all root for when one of these chains will get started. So keep trying to invent, guys. It's like Ether's cheap. People, it's like, what else are you gonna do with it? You can upgrade your lands, or you can try to invent, and that's what the game is about, right? So it's like, keep trying, and props again to Luffy and Absolute. I wanna make another donation to the fund, the Luffy and Absolute Inventor Fund. So I'll send over 10 or 20 million Ether just to pitch in. I know people are putting up a ton of Ether for these invention tries. So I want to pitch into that. I want to join. I'll be with you guys there. Again, There was no third rice hint, bro. There was just 2 rice hints. People are trying to invent rice right now. Nice. Sweet. Thanks, guys. See the question. Also, can we lose our land on the battlefield like the NFT? No. So you can never lose your NFT. I'll say this again. I know I said this on the stream previously, but I'll reiterate again. Your land NFT, no one can take that from you. No one can battle you for your land and then you lose your land NFT. Your land NFT is like a key that will always get you a plot on the game. When the conquest game starts, it's like a map. And on that map is plots. And those plots, for everyone who has a land NFT, you're guaranteed one of those plots on the game map. So you will always have your actual real NFT, your Swineland NFT or your Borvalis NFT. You will always own that, and there's no way you can lose it, ever. It's yours forever. It's an NFT. It belongs to you. It can't be like stolen from you or battled from you. What can be battled from you is on the map where you're battling for lands, right? So you're gonna have this big open map. People are gonna be battling, and those lands are basically like up for grabs. And thanks, babe. Baby love bringing me dinner. Appreciate ya. And so people will basically be battling over that battlefield. It's kind of like think of the map, the conquest game as like a big battlefield, and we're all kind of fighting for position. And also that battlefield is going to have like, those lands will also have like minerals. Like they're going to have like weakenite, right? Like the aliens basically need weakenite too. That's why they're there. They're trying to steal our stuff. And so yeah, there's going to be this whole element where you're going to be able to battle and get those elements that are on the land. So you're kind of like, it's kind of like a battle for resources, just kind of like in the real world, right? Like people battle and then they're like battling for like, you know, oil or whatever. Like they're trying to take land because of the minerals. It's the same thing on our planet, right? Like our planet has all these minerals. The aliens want them. We want them. The chipped animals, we got to fight. So we're going to be battling the aliens. That's how it's all going to start. But, yeah. So, yeah, Earth, yeah, it's a good hint for rice. Hopefully, you know, because you can kind of imagine what some of the other things might be, right? So I kind of talked about that earlier in the stream, bro, about the use case for Ether. So I can't say specifically, right? Like, I don't even know exactly what the exact, like, whether or not it's specifically for, like, building the robots or whether it has to do with building the fortifications or whatever. But yeah, there is like another sink, so to speak, right? There's another Ether sink. Like it's going to give some advantage in the conquest part of the game, aside from upgrading your lands. So yeah, like I saw that question come up like over and over and over. I'll keep answering it over and over and over. It's all good. Oh, Rivals asks, is position fixed by mint number or some other variable? That's actually a really good question. I have no idea, but it's a good thing to stick in the questions so that maybe I can, when I have my meeting with the devs, that's one thing I can ask. I don't know if it's going to be like have to do with where your position is on the map is going to have to do with your actual mint numbers of land or whatever. But that's actually a really good question because I was wondering about that too. About like obviously there's going to be kind of some advantage between like. You would think there would be an advantage between having your lands next to each other, right? Like I want to get a whole section of the map be like me and all my people, right? Like you want to link up with your bros and like lock down like a whole section of the map, build a giant fortification and like set your armies all around it so that like, you know, when a whole bunch of whales come and try to fight you, someone has your back. But I have no idea how that's going to work, dude. And I can't wait to find out too. But it's a good question. And so let's put that on the list, dude. Maniac says, have a nice meal, don't let it get cold. Man, you're right, dude. I'm just scrolling through these questions here, guys. I want to make sure I kind of get to everybody. Don't worry, Bones. We've heard you continuously answer questions. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I just see the questions, and I just want people to know. Would love it if your partner projects give away NFTs for certain plots. That's a good idea. Yeah, no, it's true. Don't have lands. Will the land set? No. We've answered this already too. Um, yeah, a lot of players don't have lands, right? So listen, like you're going to be able to actually try to fend for yourself with land, right? So one thing you can say is like, dude, like, if you don't have land right now, I would be trying to get minerals, right? And like you can trade minerals, like you could trade your aether for minerals, right? I mean, that's one thing you could be doing for land for to get minerals if you don't have land. I mean, excuse me, or you can be trying to just literally buy minerals from the market. I see that same question keep asked like over and over again. I don't I've seen you ask this question like 3 times. I don't actually know the answer to this. Like I like third party, yeah, like I don't know what you mean, like third party wallets will probably move in the direction. I think we'll eventually see more value in not having third party NFTs. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Yeah, they're talking about third party, like all the different. I mean, we can't just like a lot of projects partnered with us. We can't just like cut their projects out of staking for Ether. Um, so yeah, let's see. That's actually a good question too. Building one robot always needs all 3 types of minerals or only one element for each robot type. I actually assumed it was one type of mineral, but from what I understand, it actually does. It does or it may require more than one type of mineral. So it's gonna be really interesting to see, guys, because it's like, yeah, I know maybe. So say maybe some people only have one land, right? Like maybe you only have one type of mineral, right? Like, does that mean you're not gonna be able to like build the whole army? I don't know. I actually don't know. That's what makes it a good question because I think you might need some of the other minerals as well. But that's another good one. We can add that. Someone should, these questions are all good questions. Um, you know, uh, if I knew all these details, I would totally give them to you. But let's just put those in the AMA because those are all things I can ask the team about. So there is no date about staking for the promo planet. Like guys, like I talked to Nazar and basically like told him like, look, we need to get the promo planet NFTs staked. We need to get the community pools like fast tracked. He said yeah, that let's do that. I'll for sure say that these guys will have a pool at some point. But I think since then the guys have just been super focused on there's literally like 4 different things going on, including, of course, the prospectors sale, which is literally like this week starting. So there's been a lot of things going at once, as well as developing the tools for our planet, like I was just talking about, and also developing the conquest game. So, and also, I think right now, I think that the goal is continuing to make it easier to play our planet as opposed to add more staking pools and be giving away more Aether right now. I think the goal is basically to keep making there be more use cases for Ether and make inventing and using the generator easier so that there's more Ether getting burned because right now it seems like there's a lot of Ether being spit out of the staking contract and not as nearly as much as what should be being burned. And so I think the goal is I think that's basically on the back burner. There's no date for it as of right now, but they will be stakeable, guys. I confirmed this with the team myself. Um, Maybe it's a good idea to spend some of your ether to feed your robots, keep you alive. So the whole feeding your robots thing, dude, that's like the weakenite. So that's why the weakenite land. I mean, I think there was always a little bit of a premium for the weakenite land too, because like that's like the fuel for the robots. So it's important. Like all the minerals are going to be important, but the one that's literally the fuel for the robots is the weakenite. So keep that in mind, guys. It's gonna matter. But like I said, okay, so when the land battle starts, and when the aliens come and start trying to kick us off our land, what I think is going to happen is there's going to be actually like it's kind of like I don't know if you guys know about how prospectors work, but at the beginning of the map, it's like there's some what they call free plots, and on those free plots, the minerals are just kind of there for anybody who wants to just like roll over the plot, and you can just like pick up those minerals and they're yours, and you can sell them in the game for PGL tokens, right? Which is the same as what Aether is, right? It's the game token. It's tradable for wax. So there's just like free minerals, just like there's going to be. I have a feeling there's going to be minerals like weakenite. They're going to be kind of up for grabs on this map, right? And so I think that's what we're going to be like fighting over. There's going to be minerals there, and so I think that might be another way too for the people who don't have lands and they're trying trying to occupy spaces, there's going to be scraps for people to fight over, right? There's going to be minerals out there, and there's going to be plots and minerals that people are going to be able to fight over. So that's going to be cool. Yeah, so yeah, I hope I got to most of these. Let me see. Let me check if there's any more questions here. Thanks for answering. Is the swap still a thing? I will give Bones 5 million Ether for prize next 5 million. Oh, I appreciate that, dude. Alexis 100. If you want to throw in 5 million to the pool, hey, you know what I would also say? If you want to donate, if you're into donating millions of Ether for a prize, think about donating it to Luffy and Absolute too. But also, if you want to hook up with me, maybe we can do some sort of like I said, guys, we can do giveaway. Like, you know, I just need to prepare. I didn't have any names set up. We can do. I know those guys do the marbles. We can do some wheels. And if you guys are even into it, if you guys want me to do some crafts, we can do some crafts on stream. That would be fun too. We could do some guesses. But the whole thing with that is I need to have some elements sort of pre-crafted, and I didn't have any time to get any pre-crafts done. I was actually at Fish the last couple days, so I literally had no time to do any pre-crafts. I literally got home like an hour. I got home like an hour before I started this AMA, and so like it took me that hour to literally just get those images of the robots up there. Actually, is what I was doing. I was basically just preparing for this chat kind of quickly before we started, and so I didn't have a chance to get up any of the other stuff I was going to get up. But like I said, we'll do this again. What happens if we run out of Weakenite? We'll never run out of Weakenite, bro. Weakenite is being manufactured, and obviously it's all plans that there's enough Weakenite being produced so that someone will be able to eventually take over the entire world. So someone's going to take over the world. They're going to kind of like be the king of that battlefield, of that area. And then it's going to start over, and we're all going to go back to our homes on Swineland, and we're going to regroup, and there'll be we'll get news from the team about when the new land will start up. We'll give everyone a chance to regroup, to gather their minerals, to sort of talk to their alliances and come up with a new plan for the new map. And then the new map will be launched, and you'll have a whole nother, and it's going to go on like this. It can go on like this forever, guys. And there's going to be, you can imagine how this can scale, because there could be multiple servers, right? So there could be multiple servers and multiple maps, and eventually maybe there'll be like, multiple maps happening simultaneously, and maybe there'll be ways to, there'll be like, maybe there'll be even bridges, like kind of like we see on Prospectors between the EOS map and the Wax map. So it's like maybe there'll be like connectors between the different battlefields. Like maybe they'll be connected somehow. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'd ask again, but you skipped me 3 times. Sorry if I skipped you, bro. I didn't see your question specifically. I apologize. I should join Promo Planet. What do you mean I should join? Join Luffy and Absolute. Yeah, I already said that I would. They want it. They talked about it. I talked about it. I'm on, dude. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I can't wait. I'll totally go on with those guys, and I'll pitch in. I'll throw in a bunch of Aether, and we'll throw it in the fire and see if we can't invent something. Yeah, so I kind of stopped inventing. I don't do any inventing myself. Like, I wouldn't want anybody to think there's any like conflict of interest. Obviously, especially like now that I now get like the last 2 streams, I've gotten these hints like, somewhat before the stream starts. So obviously it wouldn't be fair if I'm like trying to do any kind of inventing or anything. I obviously, take it very seriously. I wouldn't risk, I'm not trying to cheat in any way. Talking about different servers. Yeah, so Rivals asked about that. And that's kind of how I understood it, Rivals, as well, is that it's actually going to be like all the people with the Swineland land are because of course these regions are in totally different areas of our planet, right? Swineland isn't really that close to Borvalis. They're totally different regions of the planet. And so the aliens that are first invading, they're invading outside the Swineland region. And so I think the first map that's going to be launched is actually going to be for Swineland. So I think it is kind of like that, where there's going to be basically a server, and the game's going to essentially launch. But don't fear. Like, if you're a Borvalis landholder and you're like, oh no, the game's going to launch and I'm not going to be part of it, think about it. You're going to be able to go play without even if you don't have a guaranteed plot on it. You're going to be able to start just like everybody else. We're all going to have minerals. We're all going to be able to go and fend for plots. So we're all going to still have fun learning the game and playing it. And then of course when the next map starts, you'll have your guaranteed spot there. So that's how I understand it. I'm not even 100% exactly on that aspect. I just know that there's going to be multiple servers. I know that's how it was described to me. So that's how I'm understanding it at this point, Rivals. But again, I'll check that out for you guys. All right, guys. Yeah, I see the questions kind of caught up. There's no info on the super secret, dude. That was like, that's just like one of the things that's on the roadmap. It's on like the plan. It's not super like important right now. Like, it's just not important. Like, what's important is just getting ready for the next phase. The super secret's still gonna come. It's gonna be here. Some people have already even guessed like the functionality. It's not like it's not gonna be anything that's gonna be so super secret. The FT swap. So the FT swap, that's a good question. So it was being developed, and then like what happened was like the smart contract is actually done for it, and it actually just needs a little bit more work. But it's still coming. It's actually totally finished. I was talking to Bodan about it. Bodan actually wrote the contract for the FT swap. He actually wrote a whole contract that can be used for any simple asset, just fungible tokens in general. And so it's actually done. I just talked to Bodan about this actually not long ago. So they're just waiting for the team to finish it. But the actual smart contract work for it is done. So I think it just needs a UI. I think the UI needs to be done. And I think the whole thing is like there's now, Ben, shout out to Ben at NFThive.io. He has essentially the functionality of the swap. It's not a pool style, but we can, again, that's another one of those things where it's like we have the ability right now to go trade or sell our fungible tokens. So it's not super critical right now that gets hurried up. It's more critical. The things the team's working on right now are all critical to things that are time sensitive. So yeah, those guys are working hard. There's a lot of cool things coming, and like I said, I'll have some cool images for you guys for next week's AMA. Yeah, I mean the Uplift land. I don't know about that, dude. You'd have to ask the Uplift guys. I don't know what their time frame is. I appreciate you, Chief on Kush. I know you're one of the heroes. I appreciate all you guys coming. Yeah, by the next AMA, I'll have the images of some of these tools. I was supposed to have them for tonight. It didn't come. I will also see some more robots. Like I said, maybe I'll jump on in a couple days with you guys. Maybe Sunday night or something even. I'll just jump on we can just shoot the shit and talk robots because I like it. And anytime I get some more images, I'll jump on and show you guys. So much love. I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys. Hashtag our planet. You guys rock. Thank you again. Thank you for all the super positive messages. I didn't see one person honestly have any trolls at all. I don't know if that's because our mods are doing such a good job, or if maybe just because I wasn't such a boomer, and my stream went a little more smooth this time. So yeah, some really cool energy in there tonight, you guys. Like everybody was super positive, and so I appreciate it. And a shout out again to the mods in there. You guys crushed it. I appreciate your help. And yeah, make sure to use the AMA slot in the Discord to drop your questions in, so that I can kind of gather them together and try to get good answers for you guys. The better organized we can be and have the questions sort of put together, the easier I can try to have answers lined up, because I can try to clear up with the team anything that I'm unsure about. And it just makes it easier for me to kind of have the questions already pre-made. Although I did have some good questions come in the chat this time, so I appreciate everybody who's asking good questions. Thanks for bearing with me while I'm kind of reading the chat and doing the stream at the same time. So I know there's probably some delays in there, but on that note, I appreciate all you guys. Have a good one. I'll see y'all soon.